Hello my dear friends, my name is Harold and welcome to the Sanctum. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about another planet, another planetary energy, as this is a series on the 7 planetary energies, the 7 traditional planetary energies. And of course, as I mentioned in the previous video on the energy of the sun and the planetary body we call the sun, or the star that we call the sun, that in this particular video and series, first I will be talking about the archetypal energy associated with each planet, and then later on in a separate series I will be talking about how we can enhance and use these particular energies in our lives to cause positive change, whether material or spiritual, and how we can reduce the negative effects of these particular planetary energies and increase the positive. Okay, so in this particular video I would like to talk about the planetary energy of Mars, right? The planet Mars. So already I've spoken about the zodiac signs, and the zodiac sign of Aries and Scorpio are ruled by planet Mars. Okay, so each planet rules certain zodiac signs, as I've already covered in the zodiacal series in this particular channel. So the planet Mars, first of all, Mars is the Roman god of war. Okay, the equivalent of this is Ares, who is the Greek god of war. So in general, Ares and the Roman Mars are the same. It's the same archetypal energy, and we're talking about this particular planet. So Mars is associated with, first of all, war, and that archetypal energy, not just aggression, but also motivation, willpower, strength, force, right? Forward moving. That's the nature of Mars. It's that fiery, kind of active, propelling force that propels somebody forward, that forces someone forward. It's that fiery potential that can of initiation, of aliveness in that way. Okay, so hence why it's often called the god of war, right? So Mars is associated with war, aggression, willpower, strength, force, moving forward in that way. And hence why even we can see that in life, that for example, if you practice karate or taekwondo, these are all forms of the art of Mars. That's why they're called martial arts, right? Martial arts, the art of Mars, the art of fighting, right? The art of war. Although there is a large element of self-defense and there's a spirituality element to martial arts, the main component there is fighting, right? So Mars is essentially that energy that can destroy and crumble, right? It can be associated with the catabolic principle, the principle of breaking down in nature. Just like its opposite in some way, Jupiter can build up, whereas Mars breaks down in nature. Yeah, it's the catabolic principle. Hence why its associated tarot card is the Tower, right? The Tower card, which is essentially the card that's associated with a tower that's being destroyed. It's actually the Tower of Babel if you're looking at the Rider-Waite tarot deck, that's being broken down or destroyed. So this destructive element is highly necessary for construction to happen. Yeah, you can't build something without destroying something first. So Mars is that potential to propel someone forward, right? When you're really fired up about something, you really want to start a new YouTube channel, or you really want to go to India for a holiday, and you're just really fired up about it, you're passionate about it. That is Mars working through you. Right? Let's say you're angry at someone because they did something to you, or something has annoyed you. That is Mars too. Right? Let's say you want to do something and you're able to do it because you willed it. That is Mars too. You were able to, and let's say the door was stuck, so you were trying to open your door and it just got stuck a little bit. So you grabbed the door and you forced it open. That's Mars too. Right? So that is the nature, that is the energy of Mars. So Mars is also known as the lesser malefic planet. Now, malefic doesn't mean it's bad, but because of the nature of Mars, it can have a destructive quality. It can be a little bit unstable, right? But Mars is there in all of our lives. So, for example, accidents, things that go wrong, are associated with Mars. Arguments, frustrations, battles, of course, war is associated with Mars. So because there is a certain destructive quality to it, it's often associated and is known as the lesser malefic, right? And of course the greater malefic is of course Saturn, but we'll get to that later. But now it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that when you're working with the energies of Mars, you got to do it in a particular way. And notice that it's a very fiery kind of energy, and it can be unstable and destructive in nature. So you need to know how to work with it. But Mars has many positive qualities. For example, when Mars is balanced within yourself, and when you're able to work with Mars, you're completely motivated to complete and achieve all of your goals. You are motivated to go to the gym every day, or do your exercise, or your meditation, or your yoga, or do whatever it is that you wish to do. When you have a strong Mars, you're able to do it. You don't feel lazy and like that. You feel active and you feel passionate about things. Mars rules passion, right? Mars rules sex, right? Mars also rules the male principle. Hence why the symbol associated with Mars is often the symbol for male in our modern day society. So which is like a circle with an arrow. Oftentimes it's there if you go to a bath, if you go to public bathrooms in a bar or a cafe or something. Sometimes they've got doors, and they've got male and a circle with an arrow at the end. So of course I will put that symbol for Mars on the title of this video so you can see what I'm talking about. But that is of course associated with the male principle. It also has an association with the phallus, right? The male generative principle, because it's that projective nature of energy. Yeah. So regardless of who we are, we've got both of these energies within ourselves. We've got this energy within ourselves as well as Venus and all the other planetary energies that we talk about. So Mars is that directive principle that can bring something alive and push it forward in that way. So if we understand this, but of course, if you have too much of that, if we have too much Mars, we start moving forward, and we become a little bit blind, and we might even push everybody else aside, right? And we might even cause arguments and destroy things in the way without thinking, because Mars can be a little bit blinding when it's unbalanced in nature, right? When there's too little Mars, a person could feel a little bit lazy, don't feel like doing anything, a bit lost and without passion, so without driving force. Mars is that driving force. Yeah. So keeping this in mind, if we know how to tap into the energies of Mars and work with the energies of Mars, if we want to propel ourselves to starting our business, this is an energy that we can work with. If we want to increase our willpower, this is an energy that we can work with. If we want to propel ourselves forward and be motivated and increase our motivation to do something and to stick to it, this is an energy that we can work with, right? So it's about understanding whether this principle is balanced within ourselves or a little bit imbalanced, and learning how to rebalance it. And we'll talk about this in the videos to come. Okay, so this is just a introduction to the symbolism of the planet of Mars, and we shall be talking and going a lot deeper with this particular planetary energy later on. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again soon in my next video. Thank you.